Howdy folks. Today's shaving cream is eucalyptus and tea tree scented, and it has definitely got that scent. Got it whipped up over here in the bowl. And this is an aluminum tube as opposed to a plastic tube, and it has a, I guess you might say, like an aluminum seal that was covering the opening there, and comes with that cap right there to be able to poke a hole in it, in case it matters to some folks. Anyhow, this scent is it's like I say, I was whipping it up. My nose picked it up right away. Makes it pretty nice for a shave. The aftershave I'm using is I've not used a Black Amber before. Thought I'd go ahead and give this a try. Just thought something different, switching things up just a bit. Off camera, I'll be using Vato Beard Oil. Help keep the wild ones under control. It's Sunday morning. I slept kind of rough last night. I've got the shaving cream whipped up here with my brush from Strike Gold Shave. This is POTUS handle. And that's what it looks like there in a bowl. And it's a little bit on the wet side. Not quite drippy. Pretty close, but not quite. The instructions with this shaving cream mentioned that you can use a shaving brush or you could use your hands. So if you're not used to using a brush or don't have one or whatever, you can still use the shaving cream according to the instructions. I went ahead and used a brush because that's what I'm accustomed to. Blade of choice today is Astra Green or the Astra SP, depends on what you prefer to call it. And got it in the Merkur 41C. This is the open comb version. I think this one here is the 1904 as it goes for a date, and I think the one with the safety bar going across there is the 1906, if that matters to anybody. And it's just got a very slight overhang here for anybody that shaves under the nose, just a little bit, not a whole lot. And this handle is a little bit on the short it's short, but it's not so short for me that I don't mind it. I like it. It's got some pretty nice knurling. The handle looks pretty nice. Usually you can find this right around the $30 mark on, I guess you might say, everyday price. But if you're persistent and patient, you could probably find it on eBay sometimes, or maybe one of your favorite websites for sale for about the $25 mark. It doesn't happen very often. For me, I've had better luck finding the inexpensive price on eBay as opposed to some of the circles I'd normally travel in. Got my usual suspects over here, and I got the Crown King Alum Block Complete with Thorough Brand this morning, as well as I'm still going, especially this morning, going to be use Humphreys that I've got peppermint and menthol in this one here. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ice Cube. Yes, this thing is that big. It is huge. 8 ounces. And it definitely goes well for the theme or the shave for today, being eucalyptus, tea tree, menthol, all that sort of thing just kind of mixed in with in the shave. So this is really going to work out pretty well. Got quite a bit of growth there, so there should be plenty for this shaver. It is an open comb, and I know for some folks open comb, usually some people relate open comb to an aggressive shaver. My experience with this one, and this is my experience, is that it's not an aggressive shaver. It's pretty easy going. Might consider it mild. I think for me, considering it's open comb, even with a safety bar, I consider it's on the mild side. Not anything to be afraid of or concerned about giving it a try, especially if you're looking for a daily shaver that's not necessarily aggressive, especially if you got sensitive skin. About the only place I really get concerned about, and I have a shave coming up here pretty soon, Monday I think is what I'm going to try to get it done in, is right here on my neck. My neck is right down here underneath my chin, especially on this side over here. For whatever reason, it gets to be pretty sensitive. I think it has a lot to do with the way the hair grows down there. It doesn't grow in the same direction. You got a spiral over here, and it grows this direction right here, and it's always been a problem spot over the years, especially when I first started. Didn't have a clue what I was doing or what to do or how to do or anything of the sort, long before YouTube ever came around. Yes, YouTube, the internet, definitely helped out quite a bit. Matter of fact, I don't think I'd ever be shaving like this if it wasn't for the internet. Yes, nice scent. I really like this. This is the first time go for this product for me. Got it from, got links down below for the stuff. If you want to check it out, I got it through Groomatorium. Noticed it was on sale, decided to give it a try. Excuse me. Aster greens. I'm sure most of you probably have heard or seen folks talk about the this particular blade is the one that's got a laser print to it. It does not have the ink on it. And I've also had the ones that got just a little bit of ink on them, and I've got the older ones that's got a lot of ink on them, and I'm not real sure how this is evolving. I did notice in the packaging that I have readily available that, like this one here, it this right here is different, in other words, through the packaging, and it's still made through Procter & Gamble, but the packaging has changed over time. I'm not real sure that has anything to do with the print on the blade or not. And I'll try to remember at the end of the shave, show you what the blade looks like. That was kind of interesting. How the companies are changing, how they, I guess you might say, market to a degree their products, especially when it comes to razor blades. There is one thing I should mention about this handle being short, especially if your hands aren't very big. It makes it pretty easy to put the little finger under the end of the handle, help with control. You can kind of see it does leave behind a little bit of shaving cream, being an open comb, so if you're a buffer, like the buffer, go over the same place several times, leaves enough shaving cream behind for slickness. This is working out pretty well. I think this company is based in California, if I remember right. Santa Ana, maybe, if I remember. It's a Sunday morning. I slept pretty hard last night. See that? All that worked up pretty good. I could probably shave with what's already on my face right now. It's pretty slick. Across the grain pass now. My hands are a little bit slick. Has a lot to do with that cube too. This blade works out pretty well for me. I bought several of these blades over time. Decided to go with the Aster Green. Usually my go-to blade is the Persona. That is a blade for me that seems to work in almost every shaver I ever try. I think this one here is still made in Russia though. Not quite like Persona, where you can find some that are made in the States and some made in Israel. And it's kind of hard for me to tell for sure because I know some of the stock I get in the way of Persona is kind of old. I say old, in other words, it's not 2020 version. It's more along the lines of maybe 2017, maybe even a little bit older than that. Some of the packaging, sometimes I can tell. That and the company Persona has changed names a few times, so sometimes that kind of helps date when the blades might have been made. kind of help explaining some of the thought process that some of the blade manufacturing might be trying to go to Israel for the most part. Been hard for me to tell. I've been to the company's website a few times. The last ownership that I knew of, Accutech blades, and they're still saying that they're the proud owners of Persona gem blades, also the single edge. This shaving cream is pretty darn slick, I have to say. Quite surprised that it's this slick. And the shave is going really smooth. The shave that I have set up for Monday, Mike Rose had asked to do a comparison in between the Razor Rock self-lubricating open comb and a Gillette open comb. My open comb, now Italian Barber makes a cap and head that is patterned after that open comb, short open comb. Excuse me. That might work out a little bit better for some folks. I know the one I got is pretty darn aggressive, at least for me. It is pretty aggressive. So it'll be a pretty good comparison in between the two when it comes to smoothness and slick, the overall performance in between the two, efficiency. Going to try to get that one in on Monday. And I have, after Monday, I got a couple of shavers I need to squeeze in this week. Excuse me. And that's from Focus. I've got the, a while back I did the R51. And I've got the 52 and 53. And one's the slant, one's what they call concave. In other words, it's got more of a, I guess you might say, a curve to it. Not a whole lot, but there is one. It's got a very unique cap. You don't see too many shavers with a flat top cap. And it's going to be pretty interesting. I'm kind of excited to get those in. They come from Italy, so it's been a while with the virus being the way it is. It disrupted the supply chain somewhat in production, but Superior Shave got them in, and so I went ahead and picked up a couple of them. All aluminum, so they're lightweight. Don't know if you saw my friend flying a while around. My wife, she's been, why we got so many flies? And I think it has a lot to do with the water source that we're nearby. We kind of almost right next to one house over is where it really starts. Just one house over to the an open field where there's a creek of sorts that runs back there, and that's where a lot of our wildlife comes from. We get different kind of frogs, toads, turtles, you know, you name it. We get all kinds of stuff over here. I do like the peppermint I put in here. In case this is the first time you've seen a video, this one here's got more peppermint than menthol, and just really has a nice cooling effect. That peppermint works well with my nose as well as the menthol. Smells great. I love that scent. Alright, here's my first time go. This one here, like I said, is Black Amber. Picked this up at a Grumatorium. Both of these I picked up there. They had them on sale. Matter of fact, they still may be on sale if they have them in stock. May have sold out. Show you the restrictor here in just a moment. That's our German Shepherd, Tony. He's winning in here. He was being pretty patient, but I guess maybe I'm taking just a little too long. Be interested to see how this how the scent works on the dry down. The restrictors, I guess you might say, pretty standard for this kind of bottle that you might see. go ahead and get this shaver pulled apart so I can show you the blade. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up the laser print on this blade or not. It reminds me of here recent history when I picked up the Permasharp blades. I didn't think they were labeled at first because I didn't see the laser print, and the light just happened to catch it. I'll get it wiped off, maybe it'd be easier to see. The light caught it just right, and I saw the Permasharp print on there, and it might be hard to see. Try to slowly turn it, and maybe the camera will pick it up. That laser print, it is there, but in other words, it's not ink anymore, at least not on these. It's a laser print. I can see when I hold it up here, just slightly tilted up, I can see the print on there, that laser print. Anyway, changes. As far as I know, the blade is still the same. It's just how they're packaging it is different. I had a great shave today. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay healthy, stay safe, and smooth shaves to you.